everyone, and welcome to my channel, Ghost of a Ray Game. I'm Sal, and today I'll be breaking down and showcasing my Undying Queen Phoenix build. I recently posted a full Lightbringer level 45 run with this build. It's quite powerful and durable with its max resistances. No more waiting, let's jump right into the build. First up, we have our primary weapon, the Sword of Dominance, a double primary, legendary longsword weapon that can only be found in ATOT. This means it can have any combination of any of the other primaries from any of the other longswords in the game, with the exception of Lightbringer items. The primaries you want are gain Northern Tech Charge when you hit an enemy with your Southern Technique, and gain Polarity Charge when you Soul Shatter an enemy with your Southern Technique. Secondaries you want are Crit Chance, double that, and then add Crit Chance again as your last upgrade. Also note, we will be doing physical damage and inflicting bleed. You can tell this by reading what is below the big number on the middle of the weapon's info page. For this build, it is physical DPS. Beside that is our secondary weapon, the Trial Runner Javelin, a legendary polearm that can only be found in the Lightbringer game mode. Keep in mind you will have to uncurse this item by completing objectives listed at the bottom of the weapon whenever you first get it. Its primary gives us more weak point damage every time we hit a weak point, up to 8 times until we are hit. Secondaries you want are crit damage, crit chance, damage to bleeding enemies, or weapon tech damage. Below that is our charm, the Lion Talisman, an epic charm that can be found anywhere. Keep in mind its primal version and all primal versions of items can only be found in ATOT. Its primary gives us weapon charge whenever we crit. Secondaries you want are crit chance and crit damage. Double crit chance and then add crit chance again as your last upgrade. Beside that is our Mark of the Duelist, a rare amulet that can be found anywhere. Its primary gives us health whenever we crit. Secondaries you want are health recovery, crit chance, and crit damage. Double crit chance and then add crit damage as your last upgrade. Below that is our Mark of the Red Armorer, a rare ring that can only be found in the Lightbringer game mode. Its primary gives us more overhealth gained. Secondaries you want are overhealth gained, overhealth retention, and 1 resistance. Double overhealth gained and then add 2 resistances as your last upgrade. Our second ring is the Dusklord Signet, a legendary ring that can be found anywhere. Its primary exposes the enemy's weak points whenever we inflict an ailment and has our weapon techniques inflict ailments. Secondaries you want are weapon tech charge speed, double that and then add weapon tech damage as your last upgrade. Other good secondaries would be weak point damage or rampage bonus damage. Below that is the Wolf's Head Banner, an uncommon banner that can be found anywhere. Its primary gives us a base boost in damage. Secondaries you want are weak point damage and weapon tech damage. Double weak point damage and then add crit damage as your last upgrade. Last but not least is our Lifestone, the Vitrolic Craven Stone, a rare item that can be found anywhere. Its primary gives us a base boost in physical damage. Secondaries you want are weapon tech damage and weak point damage. Double weapon tech damage and then add crit damage as your last upgrade. Now, before we jump into augments, there's a few more clips showcasing this build. Augments. First up is the Charging Lion Augment, an epic augment that can be found only in the Lightbringer game mode. Its primary has our Rampage bonus damage, also increase our weak point damage. Secondaries you want are Rampage bonus damage and weak point damage. Double Rampage bonus damage and then add weapon tech damage as your last upgrade. Keep in mind you'll need to uncurse this item twice when you first receive it by completing the objectives listed at the bottom of the item. Above that is our Twilight Bloom, an epic augment that can be found anywhere. Keep in mind its primal version can only be found in ATOT. Its primary increases our weapon tech damage if at least 2 adjacent augments are red. This means 2 augments directly connected to this one need to be red. Secondaries you ideally want are weapon tech damage and weak point damage, or Rampage bonus damage. You always want to double Rampage bonus damage because of the Charging Lion augment and add weapon tech damage as your last upgrade. Above that is Focus, a rare might augment that can be found anywhere. Its primary gives us overhealth when we crit. Secondaries you want are weak point damage, weapon tech damage, or Rampage bonus damage. Again, double Rampage bonus damage if you have it and add weapon tech damage as your last upgrade. Beside that is our Black Seed, a rare augment that can be found anywhere. Its primary gives us shield charge and has our next shield ability deal more damage whenever we defeat an enemy with our weapon technique. Secondaries you want are damage to bleeding enemies, double that and then add Vitality as your last upgrade. Beside that is Paradise, another rare might augment that can be found anywhere. Its primary gives us weapon tech charge whenever we crit. Secondaries you want are weapon tech damage, double it, and then add weapon tech damage again as your last upgrade. Below that is Dauntless, an epic spirit augment that can be found in the Lightbringer game mode only. Its primary increases our polarity attack, charge, and damage if all of our resistances are above 45%. Secondaries you want are physical damage and damage to bleeding enemies. Double damage to bleeding enemies and then add Might as your last upgrade. Above that is Rift, a rare augment that can be found anywhere. Its primary increases our damage for each ailment on the enemy. Secondaries you want are damage to bleeding enemies, double that, and then add to resistances as your last upgrade. Below that is Presence of Mind, a legendary vitality augment that can be found anywhere. Its primal version can only be found in ATOT. Its primary increases our resistances for every 30 vitality we have on adjacent augments. This means augments directly connected to this that have vitality on them. Secondaries you want are overhealth gained and 2 different resistances. Double overhealth gain and then add to resistances as your last upgrade. Last we have our Lion's Pride, a rare vitality augment that can be found anywhere. Its primary gives us overhealth when we defeat an enemy. Secondaries you want are overhealth gain, double that, and then add to resistances as your last upgrade. Now, let's jump on over into our skill tree. Here we have our skill tree. We're still fully spec'd into weapon techniques, soul shatter, vitality, crit chance, crit damage, arc on fury, resistance, spirit, rampage, ailments, recovery, weak points, polarity attacks, all stats, and then we have a few others into weapon timing, takedowns, and finesse. Well, that's all I have for this build. Thank you all for watching. Another build will be posting soon, along with the last video for the Ultimate Loot Guide this upcoming week. I'd like to invite you all to our Discord. We have tons of active members that play daily. Guides, builds, and more are on our Discord. The link will be in the description and the pinned comment below. Thanks again for all the support, and until next time, take care.